Hello, my name is John. I am very upset. Even more so, I'm very angry. I am fed up. I am angry because I just get an email saying that Boehner is demanding that Obamacare be on the table. I want to know, why is it that after this election, which re-elected President Barack Obama, which is the people's choice, the majority of the people's choice, evidently, by the votes, I want to know why it is that people who have a little bit of power can't give the 90+% of Americans like myself a fair chance. I have been behind on bills, the same bills, for months and some of them over a year, because it is very hard to catch up when your pay stays the same but the prices of living and getting by continues to increase. And I want to know why it is people are still fighting the American people at large and the president who is working for the people. I want to know why it is that some people who have a little of something, who have made it possibly by the sweat of their brow and not a lot of fraud and conspiracy, I want to know why they can't allow the majority of the Americans to have a life. I have a miserable life right now, and I'm not enjoying it at all. It is causing problems within my family. You know, it has trickled over into my job in certain instances, and I don't understand why it is that those that have don't want anyone else to have. Why it is that those that have can't do a little bit more so that others can have, can't give a little. I want to know why. I want to know why it is that there are some that want the majority of others to not have. Okay, I tell you what. Since they want Obamacare on the table, I'll give you something on the table. This is something I've been working on. With all the fraud that has transpired within the healthcare system, and we go for our annual wellness exams, and we hardly get anything, what I propose is that our annual wellness exam every other year or every third year consists of a complete battery of tests that scans with all the technology that is available, that gives each patient a complete body scan. Scan the brain, scan the heart, scan the lungs, scan everything for all known illnesses, diseases, and give us a good bill of health, so that 6 years from now, people that go to their wellness exams this year won't come up with something that is just overtaking them because it was never diagnosed, because it was never discovered, because it is not included in our wellness exams. With the amount of money that is going into the healthcare systems, the human race deserves more. And I believe that that my petition for this to take place for all insured, I believe it should succeed. I believe it should be voted on and succeed by a majority of Americans, because this is what we need. We cannot deal with our children going to the doctor for some routine exam like a dental visit or a doctor's visit, and or some routine exam or some routine treatment, and then they don't make it out. They die in the chair. They die on the operating table. We can't deal with our own selves not being taken care of, but then those that have money, they can get all the treatment that is available to them. I'm talking about back treatment, neck treatment, throat treatment, all these things that people that don't have the money to make their bodies a better vessel to live in, we have to do without. It is time out. It is time out for this. This is an outrage. This is a violation against the human race, our existence, that we not use the tools, the technology that is available to us to care for one another. So everyone can contact me to sign this petition that will give a thorough wellness exam to all that are insured every second or every third year after a person has their insurance in force. And to sign this petition, you can contact me at jfsdmayfield@yahoo.com. jfsdmayfield@yahoo.com. And as I stand as a voice for the American people, I also want to bring to the light the fact that the companies and or corporations that have become successful by the sweat of the brow of the workers that work at these companies and by the consumers that purchase the goods and services of these companies, it is unfair that we be kicked to the curb, be tossed aside as if we have no value after making the companies and corporations successful, and all in an effort, as they say, to save money. It is ludicrous and it is a crime against humanity, just as with the healthcare system, that we are not being treated fairly, that we are not being treated fairly when it comes to employment, continued and secure employment in our society. We have those that are going around saying that raising the taxes on the wealthy is not going to help the economy. But no one says why they make these statements. Why? Why would raising taxes on the wealthy not help the economy? Is it because the truth is that if the wealthy have an increase in taxes, they that are saying this because they feel that they will not want to put any more into the economy or into their companies to continue the growth of their companies? Their companies have grown by them putting into it, and all that we are asking as the American people is that those companies that have become successful put more because they can afford to put more up, and stop draining and requiring more from those that have nothing or have so very little that they can barely make it. and barely keep up. From what I have understood, Franklin Roosevelt demanded that more be done by those that could afford to do it. During his presidency, and we also have Warren Buffett, who has others that are in agreement with him that, yes, tax us a little more so that we can help out and get our economy and country and society under control financially. There is no reason that our country should be on this continuous road with a economy that is spiraling downward. What has happened in the past, all the way up to the housing bust and the economic crisis that we're in right now, is in the past. President Barack Obama has worked hard and long for 4 years already, trying to get an agreement with the majority of those that we have voted into office. He has tried to help our economy by laying a new foundation. He has done all that he could do with very little help from the opposition. And as an American, we should be together on this and not oppose each other on what is best for the majority of the American people. We as Americans need to cut all the red tape out. We need to do what needs to be done to help the economic recovery of our country. So for a minority of government officials and people who we have voted in office, for them to be contrary to what is best for the majority of the people, it is wrong. And I ask that they step aside, that they find some heart and find it within their heart to do what is best for everyone, and work with the president and help this country to recover. Help this country recover not by hurting others, causing them to lose their jobs, causing them to suffer more, causing the unemployment to go up more, causing chaos within our society, but help with true resolve and stand up and be a patriot of their country for righteousness, and to honor what the Americans voted on. The majority of Americans voted for the policies of our president, and we know that there are a lot of things that are still in the mix that need to be worked on and amended, and that's what we voted on, for him to succeed in helping our nation, and for a simple few to go against what the people have voted on and to go against the commander-in-chief of our country. It is wrong. It is wrong. And I'm asking for the American people who voted in 2008 for the president to not sit aside and watch for 4 years, but to start right now and stand and have the president's back. Stand for what you stood for on voting day. stand for what you know is right and what you desire and how you want this country to be run, because we have the power to vote in and to vote out. So America, hear me. I am asking that you stand with me, you stand with the President of the United States of America to make this country better. Let those who don't want a better country, let those who only want it to be better for themselves and no one else, let them suffer. Let them deal with the issues of their heart, because that's how they're going to suffer. They are wrong. And what is right for the majority is what is right for our country. If the minority of the wealthy who feel like paying a little bit more is going to cause them to suffer, let them suffer. But they don't have to suffer. If they do it with gladness in their heart, they just don't know how much it would benefit not only the American people, but themselves. It will benefit themselves within their heart to do what is right. To know what is right and not to do it, it is sin. And we all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. But to live in a country that was founded on godly principles, to live in this country who lives by the slogan, "In God we trust," we must do what is right. And it is right, America, to stand up and demand that those who are controlling our lives and our destinies do it no more. They must cease and desist immediately and do what is right for all of us. Now, it has been very difficult for me to hold myself together to speak my piece, because it has been very miserable for me, for my family. And each day I get up and I go to work. Each day I get up and I leave my home with hope that things will get better. And I've been doing this for years, and things have not gotten better. It is time that things are better. When we go into the voting booths and we vote people into office, we trust that they will do what is right for all of us. We don't vote them in to have their own hidden agendas. We don't vote them in to work with people within the system to benefit the people, their constituents, their friends, their pals. No, we vote them in to do what is best for all of us. That is the job that we have given them. And we give them that job according to the Constitution of the United States, that they would work for us. And if you don't know, many of us, we don't have time to be jumping out with picket signs and protesting, because we have jobs to go to. And if we don't go to our jobs, we won't have a job. Many of us struggle each day just trying to make ends meet. We don't have time to write a bunch of letters. We don't have time to look at the news and look at every program that talks about what is going on within the system. We don't have time to listen to the radio, to the news radio, and hear about everything that's going on, right or wrong, within the system. We're trying to put bread on the table. We're trying to pay the utility bills. We're trying to pay the rent. And so it seems as if what's going on, let's say behind the scenes, behind our backs, is that it is a conspiracy. You know, those that are the shakers and the movers, they're shaking and moving for themselves instead of us. You know, they are, in so many words, saying, oh, don't worry about them. Let them suffer. Let them fend for themselves. You know, we've got the position to make things better for us. You know, I'll wash your back, you wash mine. You know, I look out for you, you look out for me. We don't have to worry about them. Let them scramble around. Let them scramble around, and, you know, if they make it, then they make it. And you know what the truth of the matter is? There is no possible way that the majority of Americans can make it. There's nothing that we can make when the people that we put in office aren't working for us. If we put you in office, you work for us, then we'll have a shot. You know, yeah, there are those of us that are aggressive. There are those of us that are energetic. And then there are those of us that are procrastinators and lazy. You know, so which one are you? You know, maybe you'll make it, maybe you won't. But let it be to each his own. Let it not be for the officials who we put in office to work on our behalf. Let it not be a conspiracy against the American people. In this country, we should honor the people and honor the Constitution of the United States with integrity. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.